The floor is cold, the air is still, and the garage door creaks open. You look at me with expectation, and I tell you, there is a dragon here. You see nothing but empty space and old boxes. This is where the dance begins, the delicate tug of war between what we want to believe and what we can actually prove. In science, we have a simple rule. The burden of proof rests on the one who makes the claim. If I tell you a dragon exists, it is not your job to prove me wrong. It is my job to prove it is there. But in our modern world, we have flipped this logic. We see a grainy video of a UAP or a headline about a secret global conspiracy, and we demand that others disprove it. If they can't, we claim victory for the dragon. But let's look closer at my dragon. Every time you try to touch it, I move the goalposts. You bring a thermometer, I say the fire is cold. You bring a scale, I say the dragon is weightless. This is what we call an unfalsifiable claim. It is a statement shielded by so many layers of excuses that no evidence can ever reach it. Now, look at your screen. You see a leaked document generated by an AI or a deepfake of a scientist claiming a miracle cure. When skeptics point out the glitches in the pixels or the lack of peer review, the defenders of the myth create new excuses. The government is hiding the original, or the algorithm is being suppressed. We are building digital garages every day. We fill them with invisible dragons, theories about stolen elections, hidden cures, and secret societies. And then we spend our energy defending the invisibility instead of seeking the light. The danger is not just that we believe in things that aren't there. The danger is that once we accept one invisible dragon, we lose the immune system of the mind. We become vulnerable to any shadow that whispers what we want to hear if we cannot distinguish between a falsifiable truth, something that can be tested, challenged, and potentially proven wrong, and a comfortable lie that hides from every test. Then we are no longer the masters of our tools. We are becoming the tools of our own illusions. Remember, a claim that cannot be proven false is not a deep truth. It is a dead end. In the search for reality, we must be willing to let our dragons die if they cannot stand the heat of a simple candle. Consider, for a moment, the world we have built. If I were to stand before you today and repeat my claim of an invisible dragon in my garage, you would likely meet me with a healthy dose of skepticism. What if I showed you a video where the garage walls seem to vibrate from an unseen force, or an audio recording of a terrifying roar, sounds and sights generated not by a biological creature, but by artificial intelligence? Would your skepticism begin to crumble? We have reached a crossroads where the old adage, "Seeing is believing," is no longer a safeguard for the truth. It has become a trap. In the past, spreading a myth required the slow burn of spoken word or the printed page. Today, we have deepfakes. These are our modern digital dragons. They can steal the face of a world leader, mimic the voice of a loved one, and make them say things they never thought and never felt. When we encounter something on our screens that inflames our anger or validates our deepest fears, our brains often bypass the Baloney Detection Kit and accept the invisible dragon as reality. We stop asking if the video is true. We simply react to the emotion it provokes. The algorithms that govern our digital lives are not designed to find the truth. Their sole purpose is to keep you watching, to keep you clicking. They function exactly like the excuses I made in my garage. They show you exactly what you want to see. If you are inclined to believe in conspiracies, The algorithm will fill your digital garage with 1,000 invisible dragons, each one more convincing than the last, until the real world outside the garage becomes a distant memory. Skepticism is no longer a luxury of the academic. It is a survival skill for every citizen of the planet. When we see a startling claim online, we must ask the same questions we asked in the garage. Is there physical evidence? Can this be verified by an independent source? Is this a product of a machine designed to manipulate my senses? If we do not update our tools for thinking, we will find ourselves lost in a wilderness of mirrors, where every lie wears the mask of truth. We are drowning in information while starving for wisdom. We must remember that no matter how smart our machines become, they lack the one thing that makes us human: the courageous, skeptical eye that refuses to be fooled by a clever illusion. Are we to be the victims of our own technology, or will we remain the masters of our reality? The answer lies in our willingness to look past the digital smoke and seek the cold, hard light of evidence. We find ourselves now at the final threshold of our journey. The garage door stands wide open. The digital haze of the modern world swirls around us, and our ancient fears have simply put on new, sophisticated masks. But in this gathering gloom, we possess a tool, a legacy passed down through generations of thinkers who refuse to be bowed by superstition. I call it science as a candle in the dark. Science is not merely a body of knowledge found in laboratories or captured by massive telescopes. It is a way of thinking. It is an act of profound humility, an admission that we can be wrong. When we are confronted by the polished lies of an AI or the frantic whispers of a viral conspiracy, we must reach for our Baloney Detection Kit. We must ignite that spark of critical inquiry and ask the hard, uncomfortable questions. Has this claim been independently verified? Is there physical, tangible evidence that exists outside of a screen? Or are we simply believing because it provides a convenient shelter for our anxieties? In this new digital dark age, the enemy is not some external force or a shadowy cabal. The enemy is our own gullibility, our innate desire to be told a story that fits our biases. We are part of a universe that is breathtakingly beautiful, but it is not obligated to conform to our wishes. Truth is often a cold wind that blows away our invisible dragons, but it is the only thing that can truly set us free. We must become a generation that does not fear technology, but audits it. We must reclaim that skeptical eye, which grants reality only to those things that can withstand the light of scrutiny. Remember, there was no dragon in the garage. There was only our longing and our fear of the empty space. The darkness may be vast, but even a small candle is enough to challenge the shadows of the entire universe. We must keep that candle burning, for it is our only reliable map. Let us carry this light forward, for it is our only way to the stars. We are at a point in our history where the tools of our own creation, our vast digital networks and our thinking machines, are testing the very fabric of our discernment. The garage is no longer a metaphor, it is our global reality. But we must not succumb to despair, nor should we retreat into the comforting embrace of easy lies. The path forward requires a renewed commitment to the Baloney Detection Kit. It means teaching our children not just how to use a computer, but how to question the information it provides. It means recognizing that a viral post, no matter how much it aligns with our politics or our hopes, is just another invisible dragon unless it can be dragged into the light and measured. We must foster a society that values the question more than the comfortable answer. We are a species that has walked on the moon and peered into the hearts of distant galaxies. We did not achieve these wonders by clinging to myths. We achieved them by being brave enough to say, I might be wrong, and then working tirelessly to find out the truth. As we move deeper into this century of artificial intelligence and synthetic realities, let us carry the skepticism of the scientist and the wonder of the explorer. Let us refuse to live in a garage filled with shadows. The universe is far more marvelous than any dragon we could possibly invent. The candle is in your hands now. Its light is small, and the wind of misinformation is blowing hard. But if enough of us shield that flame, if enough of us refuse to be fooled, we can illuminate the way for the rest of humanity. The stars are waiting, and they can only be reached by those who are willing to see the world as it truly is. Let us turn off the flickering screens for a moment, look up at the sky, and then remember we are a way for the cosmos to know itself. Let us make sure that what the cosmos knows of itself is the truth. We have traveled from the floor of a single garage to the vast, interconnected web of a global civilization. But as we look around, we see that the walls of the garage have become the boundaries of our digital world. The question we must face now is not just about individual belief, but about our collective survival as a species that can no longer tell fact from fiction. In the past, a shared reality was the bedrock of our societies. We could disagree on what to do about a problem, but we generally agreed on what the problem was. Today, the invisible dragons of misinformation have fractured that bedrock. When we allow ourselves to be siloed into different garages, each with its own set of unfalsifiable myths, we lose the ability to solve the great challenges of our time, from the health of our planet to the ethics of the very AI we are creating. The path forward is not to destroy the technology, but to outgrow our own naivety. We must build a global culture of informational hygiene, just as we learn to wash our hands to prevent the spread of disease. We must learn to scrub our minds of the viral untruths that infect our discourse. We must demand transparency from the architects of our digital world and accountability from those who trade in shadows. But most importantly, we must rediscover the joy of being right for the right reasons. There is a profound, quiet beauty in a truth that has been tested and found solid. It is the same beauty that led our ancestors to track the seasons by the stars and led us to decode the very blueprint of life. The garage door is still open. The wind is cold and the darkness is deep. But look up. Above the flickering lights of the city, above the glowing screens in our hands, the real universe is waiting, vast, indifferent to our superstitions, but accessible to our reason. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. Let us make sure that what the cosmos knows of itself is not a collection of convenient lies,